Hey guys, hope that you're doing well on this Friday. As we said yesterday, that the news is very fluid, and of course we saw a lot of news and a lot of changes happen in the last 24 hours, and we probably expected that to be the case. There were a lot of tears in our house yesterday as my son got the news, the very sad news that his hockey playoffs were canceled. So even as we think about some serious things out there and disruptions, there are some real concerns. Of course, our kids are wondering what's going on, the disruptions to their schooling and their regular extracurricular activities. Of course, disruptions to moms and dads with their own kids, disruptions to your work schedule, perhaps to the economy and our finances. And so, although this is a time that is very serious, we remember that in this time, God is in control. There's a scripture that I was thinking about and meditating on this morning. It's from Romans chapter 8, where the Apostle Paul, who was one of the great persecutors of the early church, had a radical conversion to Christianity, and he ended up meeting Jesus, had a radical conversion, and then authored most of the New Testament, half of the New Testament. And he wrote a letter to this church in Rome called Romans, and in that he said this in Romans chapter 8, "If God is for us, who can be against us? And if God did not spare his own son, but instead gave him up for us all, won't he also give us all things?" And so right now, I don't know about you and your family or you and your situation, but I need peace. I need wisdom. I need a sound mind. And what this scripture reminds me is that God is for me, even in this crisis. In fact, God has not been taken by surprise in this. God is for you. He's for me. And he who gave his very own son for you and I to have freedom, to have the abundant life today and eternal life forever, because he gave Jesus, we know and we can trust that he'll be with us even in this crisis. We have some news for you regarding our City Church gatherings. Yesterday, our plan was to go forward as usual, but of course, again, in the last 24 hours, so much has changed. And so because of that, because of your safety and mine, but also because the school that we've been meeting in for the last 6 years has closed its doors, at least for this Sunday, we will be moving to an online-only experience this Sunday. And that's unfortunate, that's sad in a way, but at the same time, we see it as a great opportunity. Again, God's not been taken by surprise, and many times God uses difficult things, trying things, to provide light. In fact, the light shines the brightest, if you think about that, in the darkest places, in the most confusing times. And we believe that this online church experience that will be online on Sunday morning at 10 and 11:30, that's our plan. That will be something that you can take a part of and I can be a part of, and together, even people that you've been inviting for many, many weeks and months, maybe they've been hesitant to come to City Church. Well, this Sunday, they can tune in, even in their PJs, for free, and check out what City Church is all about. So we'll have a full worship service, a full sermon experience. We'll have ways for you and I to get connected and to be the church. Remember, the church is not a building. The church is not an event or a time period. The church is a group of people. I am the church and you are the church, and we will be the church together. In fact, we will be the church in a greater way because through the internet and the gift of technology, we're able to push this out across the world. And so what a great opportunity that God has provided for all of us, even in the midst of these very difficult and trying times. Speaking of that, if there is anything that I can do, if there's any way I can pray for you or our team can pray for you, please DM us below or send a message below. We would be delighted to do that. Also, if you have not already done so, if you're part of our City Church family and you want to stay in the loop, just text the word loop, LOOP, to the number 514-700-4885. And if you do that, we will provide updates about our online experience on Sunday, as well as other things that will be coming up in our community as the events and as the news progresses in these next couple of weeks. Remember, God is for you and we are for you. Together, we will be the church and we will prevail. In fact, we will shine God's light in the brightest way as we continue to rally together with faith. And again, asking the question, how can we serve our city? How can we love our neighbors? How can we love one another in these difficult times? So we are praying for you and we are with you and we will stay connected. God bless you. Let's get excited and get ready to participate online Sunday morning. We'll talk to you later.